The 8th race on the card is the Hollywood Bets Bright Future Merit Rated 68 handicap over 1600 metres. Just after 4:30, 25 to 5 is the off time. Scratched is number 7 Walton Hall and number 8 Tom Bombadil. Now, my good friend and colleague, I had taken a stance when I looked through this card and did my shortlist, which has become reduced since all these scratchings. But I've taken a stance, Devon, with Walton Hall here. I really fancied him, and I fancied him in a big way, and I'd actually made him as my suggested pick 6 banker, which of course we all know he's scratched. So that's really opened the race wide open for me, and we were just having a little chuckle off air in between races that all through this program we've said that it's a tough race, it's tough racing, it's competitive, it's good racing, and it is just that. Yes, we might sound like we stuck records, but it's hard to really say one or two horses are good things and standout bets, because all these races for this Wednesday afternoon are competitive, as is the 8th race.
Yes, it's merit rated 68 handicap, so that says it all. Warren, I've elected to go with number 7 Walton Hall for my second choice, and I wasn't quite sure. I couldn't separate number 1, Call Me Mr. Greenlight, and Walton Hall. Now that's been scratched, definitely throws a spanner in the works. It definitely becomes a lot more open than that.
Because, just pardon me to interrupt, Call Me Mr. Greenlight has got an undeniable chance of recording back-to-back wins, first time out the maidens, but I wouldn't make Call Me Mr. Greenlight a good thing.
But he's by no means a good thing, and I say that with all due respect.
Me too. But he's got a big winning chance, but he's not a banker, in my opinion.
100%. I really fancied him in his last start, and he won well despite being carried out. So is a 3-year-old, has scope for improvement. I usually don't like to go for horses after they win their maiden, Warren. I like to see how they run coming out of the maidens. But this race is so difficult, you can make a case for almost every single horse.
And you've got to put in Call Me Mr. Greenlight. You can never leave him out. Dennis Dryer's stable starting to turn. Sean Veal's riding well. Good draw. And he's certainly a horse that can win. There's no doubt about that. You've got to include him.
He's a must include, and the anti-post betting for him is 3 to 1, so it could be a little bit of value, because that's not bad, Warren.
Not bad at all. Okay, but tell us about a few of the other horses, because there's, Hey Bill can bounce back to best, Fade to Black's never too far off. So Sura gets the services of Anton Marcus. Sasura has been ridden by Caden Brewer and Rachel Venica in his last couple of starts. Now I guess Anton Marcus, no disrespect to Caden or Rachel, very good apprentices in their own right, but they're not Anton Marcus yet anyway. So there's, Don't Touch Me can run well first time out the maidens. Just your 4 horses, your selections.
Probably include horses like number 2, Hey Bill, who's got reasonable form. It's got the apprentice who claims the 4 kgs off, so that's definitely going to help. As Warren touched on, number 4, Sazura, has got Anton Marcus. No disrespect to the Appies, but it's got a top rider aboard, and you have to take note of that, especially in a difficult race like this. Number 3, Fade to Black, anti-post betting 4 to 1. Keegan DeMello is aboard once again. He knows this horse very well. It's got a very good draw. Last run was drawn 12 over the 1400 meters, so has drawn 3. Another horse must be included. And it becomes very tough, Warren, looking past these runners that we've just mentioned.
It certainly does. Even a horse like number 12, Living Waters, Tristan Godden rides from a deep draw for Tini Prinsloo, certainly has a bit of a squeak as well. But that's a wrap from us. It's a tough card, but a good, exciting card awaits, some competitive racing. There's a couple of small fields, and I should imagine, Devon, that by the time the race meeting gets underway tomorrow, there's going to be a lot more than the 7 scratchings that have already been disseminated to the viewers. There's 1 or 2 smaller fields, but there are a couple of races where there are quite fullish fields, and anything can happen. So we're in for a thrilling day's racing, I'm sure.
We're in for a thrilling day's racing. Just to inform the punters, there is going to be a lot of card changes, so do your homework beforehand. Check those card changes, update the scratchings, jockey changes, whatever the case may be. But it's going to be a good day's racing at Hollywood Bets Greyville come tomorrow.
Okay, certainly indeed going to be some competitive racing. Well, that's a wrap from the both of us, Devon Governor, Warren Inferno, the entire GTV team. We've taken you through the 8 races. All the very best to you. Punt well. Most importantly, be safe. And as always, we'll see you from the number 1 box.